Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Scorpio for the month of May, including late April 2023. So Scorpio, we are in the sign, of Taurus, your opposite sign, polar opposite sign. It is the element of earth, and you are in the 7th house of relationships. So that's what's going to be under the microscope this month. The energy: grief, heartbreak, sadness. But this may be just old stuff, old grief that may come back, surface back up and cycle back around again for you to consider, of your relationships, of people who've gone past into the next world, or old relationships, current relationships, all sorts of relationships. So grief. But it's always good to connect into that once or twice a year, just to remind ourselves how far we've come and what we've learnt from grief and what's made us stronger. Where you are right now, Scorpio, is the Hanging Man. Just go with the flow this month, Scorpio. You don't need to do anything but go with the flow. This is the card of patience, so we need to sort of practice patience, and whenever it comes up, it's all about learning that patience all over again and just letting things happen without interfering and trying to change the course, because it won't help. Because your outcome is going to be positive, but as long as you can practice patience and going with the flow. The influencer card for this and the rest of the reading is the King of Wands. There's someone from far away, or very much a male energy of a person who comes from far away, perhaps hails from another continent somewhere. Very male energy, though, very much a person that comes and goes. Leader, he's a leader, he's very sort of on top of his game, but you know, with the grief card as your energy, could have caused you some grief in the past. However, knowing this energy too is sort of understanding why, the whys and the wherefores, he's there. So it's very much a part of just getting in tune with that energy and with your grief in your relationships and understanding it, because that's what's there. So as much as we can love this guy, we can also find him very irritating and arrogant as well. But then we have to sort of have a patience and a going with the flow sort of attitude about what he brings in. And he is going to be all over it this month, that particular relationship, Scorpio. Let's have a look at what's going on in the background. So that will be March, April, at Aries time. Strong, independent female energy, male energy as well, but very much female energy. It's like a glass ceiling sort of breaker, this one. Very much an energy of completion, having done well, and then we find ourselves here in relationships in relation to sort of your material self doing well, nearly completion, very out there and up there in terms of getting to where you want to go. So a nice celebratory card for effort, really. A for effort. Recent influences: the Empress, so the mother card, the abundance card, thinking of our mothers, or if indeed you are a mother, and thinking of that sort of amazing effort that the mothers of the world put into their children. Also can be a hint too of empty nester coming in, as well as a mother. Maybe your children are all flying the coop, or have all flown the coop, and you're sat there thinking, oh wow, that went quickly, you know, and then adjusting to life with them gone. but they'll always come back. So beautiful card there. So, you know, and just think of abundance and all the positive attributes that the Empress as the mother has. It's quite an amazing effort and energy in the world, the mothers of the world. The lesson you'll be learning. The wish card, so energy that has been put in will garner results, and you will get the wish, but you have to put the energy in order to get the wish. It's not just a magical wand sort of energy, it's about efforts being paid off. So whatever that is, you can sit back and feel like, yeah, okay, I've done it on my work-life balance, and I've done it on my family. I've kind of put all this energy in, and maybe now with this king here too, it's time to sort of look further afield as well. Could be another meaning of the King of Wands for you to go and travel and do things, and perhaps do different things as well. Near future. Beautiful Destiny card comes in, the Wheel of Fortune. Absolutely grab any opportunity coming your way. It's big, it's far-reaching, it's expansive. This card is owned by the big planet Jupiter, which is the biggest planet in the system, and it is also very much destined to be. So very much destiny here. Great card to get for good fortune coming in. As long as you have put the effort in, you will get paid off threefold with the Wheel of Fortune. What's happening that you're not realizing? And the Hermit. The Hermit says, yeah, sit back there and just be wise and watch. It's a slow-moving energy, the Hermit, but it's also a very particular energy. Think of Virgo, think of very sort of, they're very meticulous in everything they do. They might be slower than most, but they get the job done, and it's absolutely pristine. So just remember that too, just to sit back and realise that you have achieved a certain amount of wisdom with all, but maybe slow moving. But at the end of the day, wisdom will be achieved, and that's an amazing thing to get to have. How others see you. Clarity after a difficult time. So it's very much a time of looking at relationships and just sitting back and looking at you know, relationships are always fraught with, you know, ups and downs, mental struggles, you know, challenges, etc. But when the Ace of Swords comes in, it's like you can see with clarity what you have achieved. So it's the beginning, a new beginning of seeing things in a very sort of clear light. There's no sort of cloudy, foggy business. It's just what it is. It's crystal clear. Lovely card, actually, Scorpio. That's how you are seen. Positive feelings, what you're feeling positive about. Your moral compass. Really trusting in the moral compass there. What are your beliefs? What's your faith? What means for you? What feels right and what feels wrong for you? Very important for us all. You know, years ago people would trot off to church. Nowadays people have their own personal religious or faith, how they look at the world, what they deem to be right and wrong, and the moral compass comes in. And funnily enough, he is the sign of Taurus too, so it's very interesting that he's come up in the time of Taurus, just to remind us about our moral compass and how we can sometimes ignore it. And in retrospect, in hindsight, we think, oh, well, I could feel that something wasn't quite right. However, it's sort of learning to tap into that moral compass, especially when big decisions are at hand and you just know within yourself that it's either the right thing to do or the wrong thing to do for in your world, in your life. major card, great card, especially with the other three big ones. You've got the patience card, you've got the abundance card, and you've got the moral compass. So a really interesting, fabulous month, actually. The outcome. Stand up for yourself. Speak your truth. Don't be sitting back there going, oh, I won't say anything. No, you have to say something. Very competitive here, and it comes through to just say, oh, come on, just stand up for yourself. You're in the race just as well as everyone else. You can stand up and say what you think, and especially with matters that have been grief, with this grief card sitting here, maybe it's time for you to speak your truth, even if it's just for your own self, and in future just say what you think out loud to people rather than hiding it. And this is where the mother comes in too. Sometimes our mothers just do, they will just put everything just to keep the peace. But then again, they do teach us to stand up for ourselves and, speak our truth rather than sit back and just say nothing and then later complain about it. So an interesting month in terms of relationships there, Scorpio. Let's see what your message will be. Suffering. There is a path leading to a complete deliverance from suffering. Happiness and joy are all transitory experiences. Once you awaken to this fundamental fact of life, you can transform any pain, conflict, or struggle into a positive experience. There you go. Wonderful. Have a great month, Taurus. Scorpio in the time of Taurus. Thank you so much for listening.